a real eel of a situation here today. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Royal Swamp Eel. What a royal pain in the butt this thing has actually become. Just make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. I swear, when we do these videos, we're like, wow, I can't believe that this has actually happened, or wow, or, you know, this is crazy. I genuinely am entertained by some of this stuff. So Royal Swamp Eel, this card can only be used as, if this card is used as synchro material, as whatever. All your other synchro monsters must be fish, whatever. The point is, level 4 water tuner monster on a 1700 attack point body. Well, what makes this actually even remotely desirable is the fact that you can play this with Goaty and the white aura cards. That's right, we have a use for this. A lot of the builds are playing this as a one-of, so, you know, whatever you're seeing out here with the crazy price point of this thing hitting $5-6 at this point in time, good news. It's a one-of. Does it justify a card that should be 25-50 cents? No, not at all. But the cool thing is like, it stinks that, like, this card is super expensive, but, like, it's good. I can't think of any other level 4 water tuner monster that actually, level 4 fish tuner monster. Fish is still limited so much by the things it can do, even in this current era, with all this new fish support coming out. Like, fish really have not had their renaissance of support, and it's kind of disappointing. Konami tries, I feel like, every other little push with this. Maybe someday we'll get there, but for now, you're spending $5-6 on a Royal Swamp Eel. Think about that for a second. Alright, next up is super rare magical deflectors are $16 a piece. You know, we saw that Magic Deflector was gaining a lot of traction during the very early Runic days. Like, this was a side deck card because the card literally negates all equip, all field, all continuous, all quick play spells on the field. It is literally a free turn skip for any of those particular assets. And you know what? Labyrinth can directly pull it out of the deck. Like, it's not all that strange. I will say one thing strange about this, though, is the original print from Abyss Rising only has like 60 listings, and for whatever reason, Konami's fully aware that this card exists in the vacuum of side deck choices because it's shown its head before, but there is nowhere near enough capacity out here for the player base to be able to have these. So, while there's a cheap alternative available for this, and all due respect for what we're expecting, this is expensive, man. It really is, but we've seen the quality of upgrades for this. I will say, though, if you pick these up when they were $4 back in November, all right, and you sat on these, you for extra money easily with this. So I also don't think Magic Deflector is as crazy as it seems like it's supposed to be. People are like, hey, you can blink the Fire King field spell. Yeah, you can. You can still blink Runic and do all the little shenanigans that you could before this, but the biggest fear is it's still a trap card, and the Labyrinth once again comes to mind as the only real mainstay that even wants to remotely look at this card and give it the time of day. So, $16. There were 3 listings of this, and they've repopulated a little bit throughout the course of the day, but that's nuts. Alright, this side frame Delta situation, this has reached critical mass right now. For those of you that have no idea what Delta is, well, you might remember our dear friend Gamma, which was the monster negate. Oh man, everybody should have a fantastic memory as to how good Gamma was bringing out a monster. Well, now people are looking to the replacement. We've looked to the other ones along the way before, but now Delta's in the spotlight because it can negate a spell card, not the effect of a spell card, alright? I need to continuously clarify that to people. It only negates the activation of a spell card, not the effect of a spell card. So if there's a continuous up on the field, you're trying to apply that effect, you cannot Delta that, all right? People need to get that through their head, and it's crazy to me that it's even a question because the card literally does not say negate the effect. It just says negate the activation. When your opponent's spell card is activated, boom. Crazy. All right? Amazing to me. But we have 13 listings of this card. We've seen this card hit onwards to almost $10 at this point in time for a rare. Now, for whatever reason, we have dodged reprinting this card for so long. But Gamma's been reprinted 3-4 times at this point. So I don't know what Konami's logic is for, you know, dodging Delta's reprint this much. It doesn't inherently make sense to me that we're going to continuously turn this over and ignore it. I don't know. I think Delta should have a reprint sometime soon, whether or not it be a common or a super rare, but Konami, you need to take action on this because this should not be an $8, $9, $10 rare as the days go on. Like, this card has zero business hitting those prices. Next up is this Ubel situation. For those of you that have been living underneath a rock out here, all of the base forms of Ubel have kind of gone stupid. And that's, you know, things are stupid when a base rare Ubel from Raw Yellow Mega Pack that was originally $12 is now $25. Phantom Nightmares are $27. Legendary Collection versions are $44. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just losing it out here. But that's crazy. We've already got an announced reprint for this thing. Like, that's the thing that boggles my mind so much right now is, you know that there are reprints coming for this stuff announced in the TCG. But the TCG is just, nope, not going to care. Those rare Ubels are going to give back down to probably $5, $6. You know, they're going to go underneath their former value. If you are holding Ubel cards right now and you have zero interest in playing them right now, you really need to give some consideration with what to do with those. Because with everything else that we see out here, the bubble only holds so strong for so long, and they are going to give out very quickly. So that's my 2 cents right now. I think Ubel cards, if you want to play the deck, it's fine, but we don't get the best support for this deck until Legacy. All right, where you get the Field Spell and you get the Grave Squirmer. These are 2 cards that help define this deck's identity and actually make it into a little bit more of a rogue deck. But we do not have these cards yet. All right, so unless you're thinking super, super long haul, or I just like these cards because of what they are, what are you doing? All right, I ask you, what are you doing? Next up is the Melodious cards, and this is quite an interesting little discussion point here because, you know, you have First Movement Solo, which is still kind of expensive. Let's call it what it is at this point in time. Yeah, all copies of First Movement Solo are floating about $4 on the top end of things. And that's probably like your most expensive thing in the Melodious archetype because everything else has been Oblivion dumped off of the face of the planet for reprints. So you might have to spend a couple dollars on some of these more niche things, but there's been a huge movement in the OCG as of late with these cards, and they are having success. Contrary to what initially we thought, going into like week 2 of this stuff, we have seen some pretty interesting builds out here with Melodious. Like, the deck actually can do things, and I know a lot of people will be like, Robbie, what's Melodious supposed to do? You build a board, man. It's when you're dealing with the current format and the current power scaling, surprise element will always get you places. And Melodious actually has some pretty good interactions. Their scales are actually pretty good. Melodious actually was a good example of what Konami can actually do when it feels like they actually look at the support and go, oh, hey, you know, it's pretty good. Also, once again, First Movement Solo is a pretty gosh darn good card. So I didn't actually think Melodious would take off, but the fact that the OCG has been having success with it, it's been pretty interesting to see. So what an interesting time for all of these goodies. But please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.